Hello, and welcome back to Spooky Mareep Trolls on Pokemon Showdown. So, I faced this dude. This dude was salty, actually. I'm going to zoom out a little bit because this game just ended a little while ago, so we'll play. So he starts with Landorus. This is not good for me because of a few reasons. So, mostly because he has special attack with Earth Power, and I don't have a good... So if he has Sandstorm here, which he does, so I read that he would switch to Sandstorm. And I also basically baited Hippowdon. It wasn't so much a bait, so much as just like, it was just an advantageous situation for me. So basically I'm baiting an Excadrill here. I did not think he'd go Excadrill that turn. I thought he would try to go for Earthquake that turn. But I think that he read that I was going to go for Toxic immediately as opposed to more spikes. And I think he wanted the damage on me, which he got. But at the risk of a burn, I thought it was a bad decision. I knew I wouldn't die there. Like, I'm defensively skilled or whatever, like EV invested. So I did not at this time realize that he was scarfed. I figured maybe he was, but I also figured he'd switch. So I read, and obviously I went for Stone Edge and hit. It does give me Defog, which opens basically back up the bait. I can bait back in the Hippowdon. Rolling on floor laughing. Oh no. So Hippowdon does obviously come back in. I mean, and I should make the same switch, but this time instead I go for Ditto because I really wanted to get Toxic up. Mostly I just wanted to read the set and see what I was dealing with. And I decided I would rather have a Toxic on me than a potential burn later on from Seismitoad. So I was like, I'll take the damage. It's not a big deal. If I send Ditto in, it's basically over anyway. There's not going to be a situation where Ditto has to stall. And really not much happens, and that's kind of... So he gets kind of bored, and if you watch the chat, he gets kind of pissed here because he's like, I'm not finding a winning strategy. Talk about lazy stall. So I'm not just going to let this go. I'm not just going to be like, oh yeah, bro, haha, lol. So instead I say, talk about a ground team, boring, use better mons. He says Ditto, Imposter, Pex, Shedinja, but I'm the one who's boring. Okay, Jan, I say so boring, ZZZZZ, snooze. He says, you mate. So he uses knockoff here, and that just means that he's probably choice banded. And if he's not choice banded, either way I don't care because he can't do that much damage to me. So I can just start recover stalling here, even though I don't have helmet. And at this time, so I actually thought that this would kill. I thought that that thing, for some reason, I didn't realize that thing was at 7%. I thought that the thing was at like 4%. So I thought that that was a kill. Otherwise I wouldn't have done that. I thought he was gonna, so I say smiley face. He says, okay, Jan. I missed my Toxic. He misses Scale Shot. I miss my Toxic again. He misses his Scale Shot. I do land my third Toxic. He does land his third Scale Shot. So I just thought that was funny because they're both like, I think like 90% chances to hit. If that first one had hit and the other one hadn't, I probably would have lost this game actually. Oh wait, no, the other way around. Wait, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, he's lucky that, or I'm lucky that that missed. But he also would have been Toxic. It would have been like basically the same outcome. So yeah, that was like a known sacrifice because like I was like, I don't care, it can die. And so what does he do now? Like, I'm looking at this like, I have this game squared away. Like, this game has actually been over for quite a few turns. And I noticed that if you look at his rating, it's 1337. I was like, that's pretty elite. So we'll just skip to the end here, basically, because like there really is no winning strategy that he has. I started sacrificing mons just to kind of mess with him a little bit. Because I didn't need to. I could have just made a double switch, but instead I made 2 sacrifices just kind of to check if he had Toxic, see if I could bait him into trying to Toxic my mons. Because Toxic is the only way that I lose here. And I'm putting it all on that. Like, I'm putting it on the fact that he is scarfed. That's my assumption, is that he is full in invested and the game's over. He says, GG, you still suck though. To which I immediately respond. Well, I guess it wasn't so immediate, but I waited until I knew I won. Like, that's how it works. Like, I learned from Light Yagami. I say, the only thing leet about you is your ELO. He says, leet? What kind of ass trash talk is that? I say, keck, smell you later. He says, no, legit. What kind of first grader ass taught you that shit? Gary wannabe laughing my fucking ass off. Yeah, I don't know, bro. You seem pretty butthurt that you lost. Subscribe for more, I say. He says, you smell bad. So I thought that was a pretty good lead off. Okay, here go. We'll do another one. So he leads Cyclizar. I don't really know what to do against this because I know he's going to go Shed. So I guess I get my rocks up is what I'm thinking here. And at this time, I double switch because I assume that, he's going to... So there's no reason for me to stay in here, right? Like, I switch. I said double switch, but I just meant normal switch. This also gives me another setup opportunity. Now, what I learned later was that this thing has Poltergeist. Now, in this case, he used Shadow Sneak, which is not the correct moveset. The correct moveset is Poltergeist because Poltergeist does not hit directly. It uses the item, and I would have lost, yeah, straight up. And I have lost since to it a couple times, and it's actually been a really nuisance for this team. I don't know why people run Clodsire. I love it because it looks cute. But I prefer, first of all, Quagsire because I'm a diehard Quagsire fan. But I also just don't think Clodsire is good. Like, I really don't see it being viable because of its poison typing. I'm not really sure what he was thinking here. Maybe he thought I was going to switch out and go for Toxapex. But even so, I thought that was a bad move. So Heatran just gets demolished. I'm not really sure why I saved this game, but I think I may have 6-0'd him. Because I don't see any, like, talking. I don't see any, like, shit talk or anything like that. Oh, they may just be because we can't see it. So I should double switch here. Oh my god, what a double switch. So it assures that yeah, that was it. So I 6-0'd him. And I thought that was a pretty good game. Here goes another one. I hate this team just looking at it. So I always lead against Smeargle with Smeargle. You have to. You really do have to. Because otherwise, every single thing on your team is asleep and it baton passes. RCS is good, but it's not great. I've never seen grass be viable. I usually see ground in this meta. So I basically threaten to, do this, and at the cost of being put to sleep. At the same time, I have cut off more than half this thing's power. I've cut off its ability to double switch, like switch in to threaten Spore and then switch out. I have cut its ability to have Sash. I've cut its ability to make Substitute. So to me, putting that thing to sleep was worth the full sacrifice. And see, I was trying to cycle through a couple of turns Moody because the actual plan is this. This is the actual plan. So now I should stay in here or at least know the moveset. And if it's a power trip set, then that just means that I just get to kill it. And if it's not, I can stay in defensively here because it does not have a... well, it does have the SPA boost, but... Oh, he said something. What did he say? Hold on. Hold on. What did he say? Oh, he says a bunch of stuff. Oh, I know why I saved this. So I said, pick a move. He timer stalled me for over 2 minutes. And then he started the timer and waited another 30 seconds. And I say, pick a move. He says, shut up, I'm thinking. I'm like, LOL, it's already over. Which it's not, but I'm talking shit. And he says, I'm not clicking random buttons like you. I say, I won last time, which is true. And I said, no, I already won. Like, it's true, I had already beat him once. So I already knew his team. And you'll see when this matters later. Because I know every move that he has. I know every mon that he has. That's important information why I'm able to make the reads that I am. So I know that this thing has Bloom Doom because I've seen it before. I was not expecting him to stay in there, and if he did stay in there, I thought that would have done more damage. But I know I can live here even against... I don't think it has Ice Beam. And I think I know that it doesn't have Ice Beam. I think I know that it has like Bullet Seed or something stupid. But it also has Bloom Doom, and that's important to know. Because it means I can't Clodsire switch. Or Quagsire switch. So he does go for it, and he does get it. But I poison him in return. And then the second time, that's it. Now he has to only be able to hit me with ground-type moves or entry hazards or toxic. But I know his sets, so I know he doesn't have it. Or if I do know that he has it, then I know that, I can switch away from it. That's not a terrible switch for him, actually. Yeah, because it gives him rocks, but it is... I'm not sure that that's worth it for him. So this is where I'm pretty sure it ends. Oh, no, not here. But it ends soon. So Sandstorm, I was not expecting that because I don't think I had seen that the last game. I had counter-swept him too quickly because I had copied his Arceus and started extreme speeding his whole team down. So I didn't like know all the team. So I know that this is gonna do like Bloom Doom or something stupid. So it does go for recover. And right there I had to get damage. I had to chip that. Chipped that too. Quagsire absolutely walls Hawlucha. Like, it really can't get through because of unaware. So Hawlucha's kind of like, yeah, it's like a hard wall, to be honest. It does get like sky attack and other stupid things like that like sometimes will like critical hit and wall break, but generally speaking, that's it. Now I was expecting him actually to switch there to Ditto to go for recovery stall against me. So this is where he forfeits. He goes for Bloom Bloom, and I knew he would, and I had calced it. Yep, I had calced it. There was no chance that I was killing, and he was butthurt. Yeah, said hello noob. Timer stalled me twice. You suck. Here goes another one. This team is super threatening to me, and this is kind of like the new meta, is like everyone runs Arceus ground, but some of them are very defensive typed, and some of them are very special defensive typed, and it's a total toss-up whether I do over 50 damage. That crit was marvelous. Easy Toxapex switch. Sash broken. Free Scald. Always the same moves. Always an algorithm here. Sometimes I'll go for 2, but in this case I was like fearing knockoff. I was not expecting it to transform, but like I was kind of glad when it did because what's it going to do to me? Like it uses that dance slot for Ice Beam. So it's like I don't have to really worry about it. Light that breaks the sky maybe? Yeah, that's fine. Oh no. Rolling off laughing. Oh no. Now Xerneas lately has been carrying Hail. It's also been carrying Steel type, yep. It's also been carrying Toxic. And that is just to deal with Shedinja because Shedinja hard counters the old Xerneas set. It just straight up does. Like, there's no way around it. And actually, I'm not sure what if that's possible here. He says, good game. I say, okay. And then, because he thought he won, but then he got paralyzed. And because he got paralyzed, I was able to make a comeback. So don't say GG too earlier is the moral of this story. Because, yeah, he would have won there if I didn't get that paralyzed. And it was on a Thunder, too. So it's like 30% chance to miss. So that was literally the only way I could have won this. It was like that turn, that was full sweep because I was Fairy type, he was Steel type. So he's resistant against my Moonblast. So I trade one Moonblast, and then I die, and then I get fully swept. But yeah, now I'm just like stalling. Because I need to put it in range to kill. Or at least force switch it out. So Steel is a nice set. Talking about the Xerneas. Nice meta, which is true. It's not me shit talking like that. I truly believe that that's actually really good meta. And you want to know what's interesting about it is it's a mirror set. It's a Ditto Fear set. I've been facing a lot of Ditto Fear sets lately. Oh wait, hold on. I have to switch it around. Wait, switch sides. There we go. I was like, I'm not this guy. This guy's playing Mono Ghost. Terrace Stall Eater. I do like that name. So, yeah, he does get the magic coat the second time, and that's fine. I will keep trading back and forth on this just to waste power on this. I'm going to set this game to fast, because if I remember correctly... Oh yeah, it's already on fast. That's fine. Ah, too much. So I get rid of the spikes just to open up another type of... it opens Ditto up. Because I don't want Ditto to be poisoned. And if Ditto does get poisoned, I want Ditto to wait as long as possible before poisoned. Especially on a game that's going to be rotation heavy stall and like Pokemon Power old school stall. There was a generation before stall got nerfed where like this was the meta. Sorry, I was checking a text message. So there's really not much to say. Like the game kind of plays itself. And it's unfortunate because it's just so boring. Here, I'll skip a bunch of turns. Okay, so we finally have like a different thing going on. And those turns were literally just rotating Pokemon Power until he can't block hazards anymore. So he thought he was going to trade me there, and I was like, nope, that's my cleanup turn, thanks. I should have gone for Earthquake there, but I anticipated a switch, actually. And I had anticipated that he was going to switch to a minimize stall set, or to Burn Threat, or Shadow Sneak set with Giratina. I should have gone for Poison there, but I was expecting Taunt. So here's an interesting turn, right? So I do go for Toxic. I have to, because I have to assume that he's going to go for Energy Ball and that I'm going to die, or that I'm going to live. Either way, I'm just kind of scouting with it because I don't really care about Sacrifice. So I miss. That's fine. I get Ominous Winded. That's kind of fine. If I miss this next turn, the game ends. And he's foolish. He baton passes. He should have gone for damage there if possible. And I do hit. And that's pretty much the game because your strat's ruined. Your true god is down. Mr. Steal Your Stats can't steal my stats. I really think his team's pretty cool, though. Like, Mono Ghost is really cool. And he starts doing the same strat, which, like, I get going for it twice, but it's probably not going to work. And if it does work, it's like, So I do die this time, but here's the thing. At this point, I know that everything is poisoned, and all I have to do is, like, outlast. I also know that, I have, you know, I can force you out, basically. And as long as I break the substitute, which is what I'm trying to do on the same turn, like, this needs to break this turn. See? Because if I had gone for Earthquake, he would have gone, first of all, what's immune, but yeah, I needed to break the sub. And then even with all its stats, Quagsire stands there still smiling. And that's game. And then I tried to say well played, but it came out as oop. So here's an interesting team. I think we have one more after this. So he uses Glare, and I'm pissed about this. So my strategy at this point, I'm looking at Natural Cure, right? So I cure it no matter what, and then I start switch stalling. Necrozma's like, that's the easiest read of my life, dude. Thanks for the free burn. I'm not happy about that knockoff, but it is expected. Now, the read here should have been Ho-Oh, but I never can show. So one of the reasons I go for that is because they assume... So right there, I probably should have read the double switch. Because I revealed that I'm not Scarf and that I do have the move. I purposely let this get paralyzed because it stops him from being able to burn me. And then I took its Rocky Helmet, gave it my Focus Sash, and then double switched out because I don't know if it has Sunseal Strike, which ignores my abilities. So it would ignore Wonder Guard and get around it. So it's always more important for me to switch out. And it's also always important for me to have defog up. Like, I am literally in anti-hazards team. If hazards are up, I basically lose. Like, Quagsire would be, if it wasn't in Ubers, it would be a rapid spinner. But it needs unaware, so. So I'm not really sure why he went for Ho-Oh this time, especially because, like, you knew, or you should have known that I had Stone Edge. I had shown it to you, and I'd also shown you that I was not Scarf. So I think that was just a huge misplay. That seems just like a novice move. Zacian is not as good because I think they nerfed the item or something like that. Like, as long as it, like, it gets the boost only the first time, and then it's like more like a usable item. So now I know that I can go for it. You see that? So I get the damage. But then I switch out again because I can't afford to take damage because I don't have a focus sash anymore. And I also can't allow rocks up, so I have to keep switching. And mind you, the whole time, like, I don't care if I get glared at that much, but I'd rather not. Finally, he sends in Chansey, so that means I get to wake up Ditto. See? Watch this. What a marvelous play. Because Natural Cure will wake me up. And I've been waiting for that for 26 turns. Like, or, well, for however many turns since I've been asleep. And then, yeah, he just, like, went for damage kind of, I think, in frustration or maybe on read. And then I told him what he should have been doing, which is he should have been switching in Ditto, and he should have been switching in Ditto against my Earthquake threat, and then counter threatening my Stealth Rocks and or Stone Edge against Ditto. And it also would have lowered my attack, so he would have been advantaged. He would have had less HP because he was Ditto, but nevertheless. So at this point, I'm thinking that the game's over because I can't be burned because I'm paralyzed. I can't be toxic because I'm paralyzed. Ditto cannot really hit me, and as long as I terastalize, even if it goes for like Shadow Sneak, it won't be able to do anything to me. Yep, and so the game ends. He knew. But mechanically, yeah, he forfeited at the right time. I really respect that a lot. He had left, or I would have said good game, well played. Get ready starts a timer. I like his name and I like his his vibe. Like, get ready. I like that a lot. So seeing this with Sandstorm, like, I think that may just be because of Shedinja. I'm not really sure. It doesn't seem to, like, advantage him in any other way. That Deoxys is bulky. So I think I misplayed here if I remember correctly. Yeah, I did. I shouldn't have let that happen. The defog was necessary, but I should have switched out there. And I should have switched back in later. Like, that much HP trading, I just wasn't anticipating him to go Ghost Dragon Pulse. Like, I thought he was going to switch for some reason. And I thought he was going to switch to Rayquaza. Because he was going to anticipate my switch into Toxapex. That's what I thought at the time. So he does go Rayquaza. It gets rid of the Sandstream, which I'm pretty stoked about. I would much rather fight in strong winds. Like, that's fine, because as soon as you go away, there's no strong winds. You've just now cleared your Sandstorm. And at most that I'll trade here is my Focus Sash. Because now it allows me to go for Terastalize. No reason not to. None of my other mons really benefit that much, while this is the option, you know? Like, if this thing's dead, fine. Or if they have, like, Toxic or, like, a bunch of ways that, like, fine, then I'll Terastalize something else. Okay, so that was the stupidest thing. I had stolen Life Orb the turn before, and I knew it. And I'd said LOL. But then I was trying to go for Toxic, and I accidentally clicked the one next to it. And so I used Shadow Sneak and just instantly died. So I thought that was pretty funny. If he had gone, and I don't think I'm not sure he could have, because he may have been scarfed for a more powerful move there, I may have died. I'm not really sure what the math is, but base power 120 or whatever, how much ever is Hydro Pump. Like, how much is Hydro Pump? Is Hydro Pump 100? Like 90? Like 110 maybe? I got pretty unlucky here. Missed twice. What a crazy game, right? Like, this game is sloppy. So I probably should have done that first, and I kind of realized that after I had done it, because I would have gotten, and I kind of forgot about the boost like option of that move, but it wasn't a big deal. Now let's see where we end up here. Can Quagsire pull it off? Yes, Quagsire will. The burn is important only because it forces him to. It's 2 less turns. Like you have to dance for these 2 turns just to normalize. I really thought he'd attack there. But yeah, see, he can't do above 50%. Doesn't matter how much he dances. So if I hadn't burnt that turn, he basically could have pressured me down no matter what. And so yeah. Guys, thanks so much for joining. We'll be back again next time.